Welcome to Arcade Couch, the best place to tell your friends to get your gaming goodness every Saturday at 6 a.m. My name's Dylan Blight, and joining me on the couch this week, Ashley Hobley.
Dylan, I'm excited to be here in the time after the Goose game has been released.
Yeah.
There was before the Goose game was released, there's after the Goose game released,
And now
we're in a new era.
We're there. You've lived long enough to come into a new...
Sure, this is what people were like when they... between BC and AD.
Yeah.
It's like important pinpoint.
You know, there's pre-honk and then post-honk.
Yes. We should just start at 1 again.
Maybe, yeah.
1 PH.
In case you didn't know, get all that. This week on the show, we are talking Duck Duck with Stick and Goose. I've mucked around with Apple Arcade upon full release, of course. Ash and Ciaran have their Borderlands thoughts later in the show. But first, I'm going to jump into some news. Big grats to Ash. And by Ash, I don't mean Ash. I mean Ashley.
Thanks. You're welcome.
Yeah.
I really appreciate it.
Big Ash. I mean, Jesus. Big congrats
yeah,
to
thanks.
Ash Ketchum. Of course, this isn't like directly video game related, but I had to bring it up because I thought it was quite funny, obviously. So this story, in case you don't know, comes from Nintendo Life. Throughout the history of Pokemon anime series, one thing has remained constant. Ash Ketchum was born to lose. Despite participating in numerous leagues over the past few decades, this plucky trainer has never tasted ultimate success. While he has undoubtedly improved over time, it teaches us that not all heroes are necessarily winners. Ketchum's inability to get the job done is so infamous it has become a meme. However, that all ends today /now. In the latest episode of Pokemon Sun and Moon cartoon series, Ketchum scoops up the title of Pokemon Master thanks to his win in the Alola League. That's right, he's finally secured his first league title. Yeah, so Ash Ketchum has finally won a Pokemon League title. Someone, of course, they've got the thing on here, Twitter, where it's like Kanto region, top 16, Johto region, top 8, Hoenn region, top 8, Sinnoh region, top 4, Unova. Fuck, I don't know, I didn't play those games. Top 8.
What series is that?
I have no idea. But side note as well, those Pokemon from the Unova or whatever the fuck it's called are the ones they just released in Pokemon Go. I have no idea what any of these Pokemon are. This is when I stopped playing the fucking games. They all look fucking weird. I don't regret not playing it because they all look shit. Anyway, Ash Ketchum top 8'd there. Second, he top 2'd in the Carlos. And then he's now finally a champion. Of course, the other funny thing about this is that he is 9 forever. He is since 1999 to 2019.
He's 10.
You know, he's been 10. Sorry. You know, the average 20-year
time works different in the Pokemon world.
Yeah,
you know?
10-year-old over a 20-year career.
Time works different. Like the years last longer. That's why they think it's appropriate for a 10-year-old to go around
doing what he does.
Pokemon by themselves.
Yeah, I'll tell you what. My mum wouldn't let me out of the house.
Never coming home ever again.
Yeah, would you have been out of the house like he even down the street? No, never was I. At all.
Like, I'd be home before dark.
Yeah, can I go down the street play with my friends? No. Can I go to the mailbox?
You get molested?
Jesus fucking Christ! Like we went.
Probably not. Probably not what they actually said at the time. It wasn't too much of a concern back then. But
I mean, I don't think my parents directly said.
Maybe they didn't say it, but that's what they were thinking.
There's bad people out there, Dylan. And on that note, congrats to.
I will say,
Ash
Ketchum. I mean, you might have gotten more successful if you had like kept your Pokemon and like built them up instead of ditching them all as soon as you go to a new region. You know?
Yeah, it reminds me of like, say, when I was really into Magic the Gathering, right? I used to go play all these tournaments all the time, and I'll top 4 or something. You'd come close, and then I'll ditch the deck I was playing. But it was kind of silly because most of the times it wasn't the deck I was using's fault I lost. It was my error that caused me to lose, or sometimes a bit of luck. But, you know, luck and my an unskilled move or decision I made that led to it. But it would always be like I lose, so fuck this deck. I got to make a whole new thing next time I come back. So it's the same sort of thing, yeah. And Ash should have just, you know, stuck with the same Pokemon, learned to use them better.
Yeah. If you had kept working, that Charizard would have learned to follow your instructions, and then you would have been all set.
Fine tune. No, you know, that's a life lesson. You know? It's a life lesson.
The other lesson, he kept moving everywhere. I mean, Alola, this is like the first ever Pokemon League, apparently something that year. So he had to go somewhere where they just set up a Pokemon League to win. So I don't know how how valuable this thing is.
Bunch of newbies over there.
It's like winning a championship in the Premier League in soccer in England versus winning the championship in, say, India. That's the difference.
I thought you was going to say Australia, but okay.
Well, there's a bit similar standing, probably.
Anyway, talking about Pokemon as well. So we have had one new Pokemon release this past week. The Pokemon Twitter accounts kind of teased it out for a week long there, posting this very pixelated image or whatever. Everyone kind of guessed what it was ahead of time. However, upon release, I don't think anyone could have prepared for the utter memeness that was the reveal that we got here. So Kotaku writes, Farfetch'd, the leak carrying bird power that has been around since the original Pokemon games, is finally getting an evolution of its own. His new buff form, appearing exclusively in Pokemon Sword, is called Sirfetch'd.
Farfetch'd and Sirfetch'd.
Put all together, Sirfetch'd. And the internet has some thoughts about this smug bird knight. According to the official Sword and Shield website, Sirfetch'd is incredibly noble to the point that they are often chosen as a motif for painting. Motive for painting up, models put a thing. They fight until their leak finally withers, retiring after they have lost their veggie weapons. Farfetch'd is notoriously weak as a Pokemon, and as other Pokemon continue to get new evolutions beyond their debut generations, fans wondered if the wild duck Pokemon would ever get one of its own to make it more viable in battles. Sirfetch'd keeps his impressive eyebrows and gains a literal sword and shield, perfect fodder for emotional internet reactions and fan art. Of course, the fact that the Pokemon had been rumored and leaked for a while means that there was some time to prepare for this reveal. So then I've got some pictures, and the internet has already posted. People have already managed to put together some rather good meme-worthy fan art, but also some art that's like, well, that's just good. There's like meme art, and then there's like, that's just a pretty good damn Sirfetch'd picture you got drawn over here. So Sirfetch'd, I absolutely, when I woke up and I saw that this was the revealed, I think I was going to bed when it was revealed. I was like, this is fucking hilarious. I loved watching the trailer where it came out. It's just the stance, the charisma, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
It's great.
It's got that it factor.
It definitely, I love it. I kind of love it. Of course, we're going to rate them. I'm giving Sirfetch'd a solid 9 out of 10. I think it's hilarious. It looks great. It's probably going to run for memes for quite some time. It fits the theme of the game very well, obviously.
Yeah.
I actually liked the original Farfetch'd. I would use that Pokemon in my games when I was a kid because I thought it was cool. And then when you get older and all the bullies are like, no, you can't use it because you got it's like you play Pokemon Go these days. No, Dylan, you can't use that Pokemon. It doesn't have good CPs. Fuck off. Fuck you. Shut up. I'll use what I want. Now I can use Sirfetch'd. Very cool.
Sirfetch'd.
So what do you reckon of Sirfetch'd, and what are you going to rate?
I'm going to give it 9 out of 10 as well.
9 out of 10. Fuck.
I mean, it's probably the closest new one so far to that 10 out of 10.
Yeah.
I mean, it's pretty crazy. I'd like to think that now we're going to see a bunch of Farfetch'd, like in Pokemon Sword and Shield now, because back in the original version,
they were rare.
You had to trade somebody to get the Farfetch'd.
They weren't running around.
They're roaming the earth free.
So
what happened is this Pokemon trainer back in the original one came from
stuck with it.
This region. Came from this region and went to Kanto.
I mean, maybe that's it. Maybe that's the history.
It was there all along.
I'm staring at the picture in this article, and I just love its face. Its stern face. It is glorious. Is one way to put it. I'm looking forward because of course the Pokemon roam around in the world, and even in Pokemon Let's Go, Pikachu Eevee, I don't think I caught a Farfetch'd in it. I don't even know if I have one, but I definitely didn't see one running around like randomly. I don't know if I managed to get one somehow. I can't honestly tell you, but I'm looking forward to seeing some Farfetch'd running around. I don't know how we evolve this. I don't know if they've said. Maybe I'm out of the loop and there's rumors or leaks about how we'll evolve to the Galarian region.
A leak stone.
Is that okay? Is that a leak stone? Okay, I missed that part then. Well, that makes sense.
No, I just made that up.
Okay, I thought I was believable. I was like,
because there's a leak.
I
don't even know if there's the grass stone. Is there a grass stone?
Yeah, there's a grass stone. Well,
Sure.
leaf stone.
Yeah.
Grass, water stone, fire stone.
Maybe.
You know, all the EVs. Whee! Then they get.
So what Pokemon are they going to have for Shield then?
Yeah, that's what. I'll tell you what though. They announced this. I say this looks fucking fantastic. Sirfetch'd, yes please, sign me up. I want one of those. They say it's coming to Pokemon Sword. I was already on Team Sword. Okay? All these fucking people over here in Team Shield who are all of a sudden are like, oh, I might have to get short. No, you can't swap now. You know?
No.
You've made your decision. Stick in your shieldy, shitty camp, and we'll see what exclusive Pokemon you get, okay? But you can't get this. I'll trade you one. It'll cost you your lunch money, but I will trade you one. All right? You know?
I'll go pitch. Let's see a Mr. Mime evolution.
That's some fucked up shit. What's it look like?
I don't know.
What
like
do you call it? Go off the top of your head. Galarian?
Governor part. Govmime.
Govmum.
I know something. Gov.
Govmime.
Yeah, it is. I don't know. Like get more pantomime-y, the like in the black suits with the
Govmime.
with the hats and stuff. I don't know.
I mean, maybe we'll see.
I mean, Mr. Mime was the breakout star of the year, so why wouldn't you put him in the new game?
Well, yeah. Maybe they didn't know at the time that he was going to be
No, they knew in advance.
the movie
They
star.
saw the movie.
Yeah, maybe. All right. So Nintendo also has a another weird announcement this year. You got Sirfetch'd over here, and then they also put out this 7-minute trailer or whatever it was for this Ring Fit adventure is, and the Ring Fit I guess is the name for the thing. So Ring Fit and the Ring Con is the official name. Sorry, I just read. Ring Con and the Ring Fit Adventure is a game and peripheral that is coming to Switch that is basically a exercise game. It's the first one they've done for the Switch though. Well, apart from if you want to count like Just Dance or something like that. But of course, back in the day, they had the Wii U balance board and the Wii U fucking all this. You know, they had it. They had all these. It was quite successful. You know, Wii Fit, all this sorts of stuff. These types of games were quite successful in the Wii generation, the Wii U generation. So, I watched the trailer for this, and apart from the fact that I'm pretty sure that both the main girl and main guy had guns pointed at them the entire time and were having their families threatened and held captive somewhere unless they recorded this video, I think it looks fine. Other than that, because there's no way that every time in this video where the guy looks at the girl and they're like, doesn't this look great? And they give like the real awkward smile. I'm like, yous need help. You can blink twice. Someone will help you. It's really scary. There's one part in the video where it
acting
goes
classes. Oh.
There's one part where it cuts to a close up of the girl, and the guy's face just kind of creeps into frame. He's like, "Isn't it great?" Like, I'm like, Jesus Christ, please get back. He's fucking scaring me. But yeah, as a thing, so what it is, it's basically it's a circular. It's bendy, but it's a circular object. You chuck one of your Joy-Cons into it. It's got two parts you can hold on the side. Then you chuck your other Joy-Con into a strap thing and you chuck that around your leg. And then I presume they're going to make other games for it, but at least the one that's coming out with is this Ring Fit Adventure where you go down this, it's like an RPG. So you run around, you're jumping around, you're running around, do what you need to do, you know, because obviously you're moving, you're running. And then you'll enter these battles against monsters, like typical kind of turn-based battles, and to perform attacks against it, you have to perform different exercise moves, which will show you what to do on the screen. It'll be like, oh, with your Ring Fit, like do a bunch of like, you know, push it in, out like 20 times, do this. Oh, lay on the ground and do some fucking sit-uppy type motions and all these sorts of things. I honestly think as far as like exercise games go, I think this looks pretty fucking solid, to be honest. I wouldn't mind giving this a whiz. I think it could be potentially fun. I don't know if that's a hot take. You know, I presume that every time that something like this comes out and announced by Nintendo, I presume that everyone kind of just, you know, makes millions of jokes about it and it's turned into a meme and, you know, like ha ha ha, give it to your mum, whatever. I don't know. I'd have a go at this. I think it could be. I think it could be a fun afternoon. I don't think the two people that were paid to advertise it did a good job because they were fucking scaring me at all times in the video. 7 minutes 30 this fucking video is, and it's horror. It's a horror movie. Look,
did you see the initial teaser trailer for it?
That was also scary.
The midsummer music over the top of it. So yeah,
Brian Altano from iGen put the midsummer music over and posted it, and it fit perfectly. So yeah. Yeah. Do you have any thoughts on this?
It's so out of the box. And
is
weird.
it though for Nintendo though? Really?
I mean, like the general health thing is like that makes sense. But for them to have like a leg strap and this ring thing for you to play with as well, that's kind of weird. Odd. It just feels like a weird gimmick. But I guess I feel like they're aiming for the Japanese. It's like a Japanese thing. Like they're obviously so health conscious around in that area that trying to push it in there. And they're like, hey, we've got some extra ones. We'll just send them over there as well. But this is the same company that's going to be like releasing Pokemon Sleep later this year.
Yes.
Next year. So
yeah, they definitely have some weird like health gaming.
Well, was it the previous chairman who was pushing the health thing?
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah, so maybe it's just like picked up more so and carried on. But yeah, I mean, they've always somewhat been with all the balance boardy stuff. At one stage, they did have that. I don't know if it ever actually released. I have no idea even, or it released and no one ever heard about it. But I don't think it did. They had that pulse thing for the Wii U once. It was like I can't even remember the name of it. Like a finger, you put onto your thing. I don't think that actually ever released, but I know they showed that off and was like, what the fuck do you use that for? Apart from like
a thing that you can have.
Horror games, I guess, like to track your pulse,
lie detector.
Lie detector, maybe something. But yeah, I mean, I don't know the price. I don't have. I did have a press release from Nintendo, but I'm not going to go find it. But I think it was around $130 for like the game plus the thing, which I've seen a lot of people be like, "Wow, that's too much." It's about as much as I would expect, and not more. Like it's to me $130 for all the peripheral
for a
plus
couple
the
of
game.
straps and a bendable hula hoop.
Yeah. And well, here's the thing. You can say like it's expensive, which yes it is, but I'm saying like as far as I would expect it to cost, it costs as much as I would expect it to cost. It doesn't cost more than I would expect it to cost. Yeah. So I'm not shocked. No. Like if
Have
that
you
came
seen
out,
how much controllers are?
Exactly. Do you know how much these fucking Joy-Cons and things cost? I've been on the look. I've been on the lookout for another dock ever since I got my fucking Switch, because I would love to have another dock and the ability to set it up maybe on my monitors here in front of my PC, be able to take it places. Just one that I could travel with potentially if I ever needed to. Something like that. One that I don't want in a permanent position at all times.
Yeah,
$100. So when it's like $140 for a fucking ring and a strap, I'm like, yeah, the same company that's charging me $100 for a fucking another dock is going to charge me $140 for this thing. Not at all surprised. But yeah, I wouldn't mind having a go. I think it could be fun. I personally, I'm not like some fucking crazy health fit person or anything like that.
Yeah.
But I would say that I do enjoy playing these games, Because it's like, exercise is boring. That's the thing, right? Exercise is fucking shit. It's fucking boring. And I like the world. I actually, if you go listen to Platinum Explosion, I speak about how much I like I've spoke about how much I like VR games, like kind of picking up more exercise type stuff. I'm a fan of that. I'm a fan of Nintendo doing more stuff. Anything that makes physical exercise more accessible to people who wouldn't want to do it because A, it's very fucking boring. No one likes doing it. And B, all your big dude gym bros all hang out at the gym. And I'm pretty sure, I mean, look, I can say this. We're on a fucking video game podcast. Most of us who, hardcore gamers, I can't believe that was the thing I was just saying, but I'll say it. Hardcore gamers or what have you, don't want to go hang out at the gym, I've never been in a gym. I will never go in a gym. I don't want to be in that atmosphere, I don't like it's not something I would ever do. So a world where companies like Nintendo and whatever else are inventing ways for more people who don't want to go to public places to get exercise, but would like to potentially do a little bit more exercise, you know, I'm all for it. I know it's quite expensive, but at the same time, a gym membership's expensive. So if Nintendo can put out a product for $140 and it could potentially get someone who's getting towards a unsafe degree, a weight, you know what I mean? Like if someone's approaching a unhealthy weight and they would actually like to do something about it, but they for various reasons, they don't want to go to a gym, they don't want to do this, they want to do that. And if more companies like Nintendo can put out fucking games that make helping their health easier and more fun, then yes, I think it's worth $140. That's my take on the whole thing. Now we can go back to making it into memes on the internet and whatever else we do, which is fully acceptable because I just went to 1 minute 35 in the video. If you're playing along at home, go to 1 minute 35 in the Ring Fit Adventure reveal trailer and tell me that guy is not fucking psycho. He's fucking it's nasty. All right, moving on. So, coming from Kotaku, BioWare's former lead writer is starting an Australian studio. So this was pretty big news this week. It's not just Sledgehammer Games that is taking a root in Australia, which, hold on, a side note before I continue the article, by the way, I just remembered. Sledgehammer Games, you know, we talked about it a couple weeks ago, opening Australia, all these sorts of things. They did finally put out an official video on their Twitter page, the Sledgehammer Games Twitter page, posting something where a bunch of members of I think it's like someone from Activision, some people from Sledgehammer talking about how great and they're looking forward to opening the studio in Melbourne. And they actually talked about it as a separate entity that can work on AAA products. And I think when we were talking about it, we were like, yeah, surely they won't be, they'll kind of be like the B team type of, they'll be assisting in this sort of stuff. But honestly, it's from that video, it sounds like they're legit talking about this as being like another massive studio, which is great because that means it's going to open up a lot of fucking jobs potentially as the, you know, because a lot of the times these teams could start small while they kind of figure out what they're doing. But then, of course, once they begin working on a product, then they need to hire a bunch of people. And that means that it'll be a massive potential opportunity for a lot of games people in Australia. Anyway, back to this. This morning, we can reveal that the creative genius behind Knights of the Old Republic's HK47, the lead writer on Dragon Age Origins, and the author behind Dragon Age's prequel books, David Gator, is opening a new studio in Melbourne with the help of GX Australian co-founder and Beamdog alumni Liam Essler. The studio will be called Summerfall Studios and will be creating a quote, illustrated character-driven adventure, which will be officially unveiled during Melbourne's International Games Week during the Friday of PAX Australia. Would actually each been thinking of starting a new studio independently, Gator, who is also giving PAX's keynote speech this year, said to Kotaku Australia over email. I'd spoken about it a bit to friends, talking about what sorts of project I'd like to make and the kind of studio I'd want to run, but I felt like it was something I couldn't do alone. After getting in touch with Essler, the pair realized that they were on the same wavelength and they began talking about the practical steps to get the studio off the ground. One of those was choosing where to base the studio, and both founders wanted to have the studio in Melbourne, despite Gator's long history in Canada at BioWare and later Beamdog. From my perspective, I'd really come to love how tightly knit and supportive that community was over several visits, Gator said. There could certainly have been advantages to starting a studio in Canada instead, but both of us really wanted to have it based here, where we know the people and the depth of talent pool. I'll still be based in Canada for a while, so technically it'll be a cross-Pacific production, even if most of the work will be getting done here in Melbourne. So yeah, we don't know anything about the game yet. They are, as it says, they are launching the Kickstarter Friday of PAX, so we'll find out more then. Yeah. I don't know when exactly they're going to launch the Kickstarter, because I guess I find it quite weird if David's doing the keynote, and then the keynote ends with him being like, and now here's my Kickstarter. Like, everyone go fund my game. That'd be an interesting change of pace for a keynote, I guess. Yeah. But it's good. Last year we had fuck, I can't remember her name, but last year we had a writer over from games. Obviously, the year before that was Bernie Burns. I kind of appreciate more bringing over people who are actual
in the industry
games people. You know, nothing against Bernie, but I'm kind of appreciating this year plus last year actual having games people be giving the keynotes. Obviously, this is very big news for Australia, particularly Melbourne's game industry scene.
Yeah.
Lead writer of a lot of people's games that people considered some of the, you know, the best written games of the last 10, 20 years, what have you. We're opening up a studio in Melbourne. Fantastic. So I can't wait to see what the game is. If they're launching a Kickstarter, it does make me wonder, like, I mean, how much, like, what do they have?
How far away?
Do they have a, like...
Is it just a concept?
Yeah.
Artwork?
Yeah. Like, what do we have? Like, because they could potentially have, like, I guess, like, some sort of, like, proof of concept type trailer or something like that. I don't know. Like, or as you're saying, is it just artwork and these sorts of things? But
well, I'm sure they'll have a trailer.
Yeah, but is it just like a trailer with some like artwork and then music, or is it actual
like an actual game trailer?
Like a rough put together sort of like this is what the gameplay we're kind of aiming for, even if it doesn't look like the final finished product. You know what I mean? Like some sort of thing along those lines. Yeah. What do you have any other thoughts on this? Him being the keynote speaker or the game itself, the company?
It's good for Australian gaming. I mean, it's very surprising they chose here out of all the places to do it, I guess, because they've both been working in Canada pretty extensively. So, yeah, it's a great coup for Australia, and just keep bringing more studios over here so we can make more games.
Hey, it's funny. Melbourne is literally becoming the way Melbourne's going, because I keep saying, like, kind of jokingly over the last 12 months or so, I keep making jokes about Melbourne turning into the esports central of Australia, obviously. But even over like the last 9 months of this year, it's kind of become more evident that Melbourne isn't just becoming the esports central of Australia. Melbourne's just becoming Australia's like gaming capital. Yeah, it's like everything happens there. And of course, that's somewhat true over the years past with PAX, Melbourne's Games Week, and all these sorts of things. But when you actually have, and it's not to shit on the indie studios, because obviously there's lots of indie studios there, but when you have like this bigger studio like this potentially happening, and then you've got the Sledgehammer Games thing happening, and whatever else, all these other events and teams and jobs opening, and it's just kind of becoming this bustling sort of gaming studio place, because there are certain key cities over the world you kind of think of where there's lots of teams, be that you're more San Francisco, LA based, whatever those sorts of ones in America. And then obviously whenever I hear about Quebec, I'm like, there's game studios in Quebec. So Melbourne's kind of going to become that city for Australia, I guess. Like when people overseas hear about Australian games, I guess Melbourne's kind of going to become the city where they're like, they presume that everyone's kind of living in Melbourne, I guess. Yeah.
Okay. Well, they've had like indie hubs and that kind of thing in Melbourne as well that have been building smaller teams and that kind of thing. So crazy what happens when you put funding into something. What happens? Imagine
how much better it could be if there was more funding.
Yeah, there could be like 4 studios.
Yeah, because it's what people get icky about the Kickstarter thing, right? You know, people are always like, "Oh, what do you need money for?"
I mean,
what do you mean? What do they need money for? It's like it's. I think it's them plus a couple of people. I don't have the exact numbers of how many people have actually kind of got on board. I think it's around 5 or 6ish. I remember from like a Twitter it's a couple of people, right? They're working on the game. Now, depending on how big the project is, this might be a lot bigger than your typical what people consider an indie game, right? So I need to hire people.
Well, based on the people who are involved,
let's consider that it's probably going to be pretty big, right? I need to fucking hire people. Where the fuck does that money come from? But it's where does this? You know, that's why I don't get when people get antsy about Kickstarters. And I understand that sometimes Kickstarters, people pay for stuff, they don't get it. They don't get it to 2 years later. They don't get it to 10 years later.
Get it ever.
In my opinion, that's literally the risk you take when you kickstart stuff. You kind of know that when you give them money. Like, it's not like there's no part where it says you actually get. I mean, there's obviously a line, but like, there have been plenty of games over the last 10 years where people have given them money, and some of those games haven't come out. A whole heap of games haven't come out. Some games haven't come out till years past their due date, but they did come out eventually. So it's like Kickstarter's just a weird thing.
Yeah, when are we getting that Star Citizen game?
Fucking Star Citizen's taken what? At this stage, what? Millions of dollars,
Forever.
it seems?
I don't know. Yeah, they've got a lot of money. Constantly
working on it, never putting it out. Anyway, so of course, stay tuned to explosionnetwork.com because we'll be at PAX. We'll have all we'll have all things.
We'll have the scoops.
We'll have the scoops. That's right.
We'll have information.
I could probably get you the information faster if I was at home waiting for the news to drop than I could actually there.
Yeah. You'd have to actually go to that panel now.
Yeah. So how's that work out?
Take notes.
Yeah. All right. So this story comes from PlayStationLifestyle.net. A little bit of a rumor one for you. Is Roger Craig Smith teasing a new Batman Arkham game? Voice actor Roger Craig Smith, known for his performance as Batman Bruce Wayne in Batman Arkham Origins, as well as roles in myriad other titles, is teasing something on his Twitter account saying, quote, super bummed not to be working on anything that I can tweet about right now because I can't violate an NDA for something that I assure you does not exist and isn't a video game. With that, of course, we now all assume that there is in fact a project that Smith is working on that does in fact exist, as most likely a video game. In addition, Arkham Origins writer Ryan Galetta and Warner Brothers publicist Gary Maroney both chimed in with clever replies, providing further evidence that something is coming. So after his tweet, the Gary Maroney, Jesus Christ, he replied and said, "Your publicist thanks you and promises we'll let the cat out of the bag reasonably soon." And then the Ryan person responded saying, "Even worse for me, I can't not tweet about the non-existent confidential project that we're not working on together. Unhappy face." So what do you make of all this? They're just fucking around, or is this because, I mean, if you can't take this as face value, then I mean, to me, it's like, it's obviously a fucking Batman game. Like, I mean, all these people.
Why is it obviously a Batman game?
Well, obviously a DC game if they Warner Brothers and people and whatever else.
It's a game. You can narrow it down to that.
Yeah, but I mean, look, I'm saying I don't usually like, and I say this all the time, and then I bring up lots of rumors sometimes on different shows, but I don't particularly like to bring up rumors unless I think there's some credence to it. And I do think there's some credence to this one because, as it says, he's voiced Batman before. One of the people was the writer on that. Another person is publicist for Warner Brothers. I think that adds a little bit more credence than simply like, if someone wrote a news story simply about Roger Craig Smith's original tweet, I'd be like, yeah, whatever. You know what I mean? But because there's some replies from people here being a little bit joking about it, I'm like, bit of thing here. And if they're going to say we could reveal stuff soon, or we hope to be able to reveal stuff soon, look, I hope I get first pick in our Game Awards predictions. Because this is the year we're getting an Arkham trailer. I'm telling you right now. I'm taking this as my proof to the bank. Years past, I think all of last year I wouldn't have even thought about it. I pretty much gave up. You know, the idea of this Arkham game, Rocksteady game existing, I got sick about it. You know, every fucking year we're not at E3, we're not at E3, we're not this blah 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 blah. I'm taking this conversation, this news story, this tweet thread to the bank. Come our Game Awards predictions this year, I'm fucking all in on Arkham game being revealed finally. Take that.
Probably won't be.
I was about to say, where's your negative comments? Where's your fucking?
I mean, they could be working on absolutely anything. I mean, I feel, although it's just been too many rumors around another Arkham game for there not to have been.
Yeah,
one in the works.
If it's on Arkham game, it's a DC game with Batman in it.
Do you think if they release this, they'll do
Origins?
a WB Games Montreal pack?
Because they release those fucking Arkham games so often, it seems. Like every 6 months, they're like, these still exist. These still exist. You know what I mean? Like it always just seems like a...
Hey, if you're listening to this straight away, you can go over to the Epic Game Store. You can get all three Arkham.
Once again, it's just another fucking sign. Like, I'm just saying.
No, but seriously, they're free. You should pick them up. It's a good deal. 6 games.
Did you go on there?
Diddly squat.
Did you go and grab on it more?
Yeah.
Yeah. You're like, yeah.
My laptop will probably blow up trying to play them.
But I got them for future
Future-proofing. Because Epic Games Store will be here forever.
It will be. You say that, but it will be. All right, so last news story. Proposed E3 revamp could turn Expo into fan media and influencer festival. E3 could be getting a big overhaul next year, writes Gamasuta.com. With organisers of the ESA mulling over a rebrand that would see the show become a, quote, fan, media and influencer festival in 2020. As reported by GameDaily.biz, which obtained a pitch deck proposal. What a fucking combination. I've never heard. That's why last week we're talking about, I hadn't heard these businessy words. What was that word? Do you remember? Was this last week or the week before? I was trying to work out what a word meant and was like, you've probably never heard the word because it's a very businessy type word. And I was like, well, that's probably makes sense. But also the 3-word string of words, pitch deck proposal. Never heard those 3 words strung together in a sentence in my life. Anyway, which obtained a pitch deck proposal for next year's show. The US Trade Association has laid out plans to significantly change the format of E3 in response to publishers' feedback. The proposed revamp would see the Expo bring in more influencers and celebrities to play games and take part in a variety of experiences, such as inviting athletes to play sports games in front of their fans or hiring actors to compete in tournaments. Those events would seemingly take place in 8 experience hubs scattered throughout the LA Convention Center's West Hall, as seen in the proposed floor plan, which I've included here. ESA members are also keen to bring more consumers into the fold and have approved an additional 10,000 gamer and badge tickets, which would mean that there could be up to 25,000 consumers at E3 2020. With that in mind, there's a chance the E3 schedule could be amended to turn the first day of the Expo into an industry-only event before opening the doors to the general public. To help counteract lengthy queues caused by the expansion, the ESA is also considering creating a digital app that would allow people to schedule demo appointments. That's fucking shocking. What a weird concept that is. That wasn't part of the article. That was me getting... Geo-specific windows similar to the FastPass system used by Disney at its theme parks. Curiously, those that do choose to queue will be kept entertained by a, quote, queue entertainment system. That will use data gathered through the app to send tailor-made marketing messages towards consumers as they stand in line. So blah 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 blah. ESA is looking to change E3. What do you think, Ash?
I think it's really good that they're trying to figure out a way to get more people to E3, especially considering that no media is going to be there next year because they're scared of getting their personal information leaked on the internet. So, got to fill out that hole somehow.
Now, how are you feeling? Because remember when I was talking about, like, oh, is E3 dead and all this sort of stuff, like a couple months back, whenever it was, I was very much like, E3 won't die. There's no way this kills it, and
doesn't this seem like emergency surgery?
No, this seems like if this is emergency surgery, it's in response to their show this year and nothing to do with the leak stuff. You know what I mean? Like if the leak story never happened, we would still be seeing this story happen, and it would still just be in response to that.
Paying customers there because there's not going to be as many press people covering it.
What?
Let's get influencers.
Yeah, I hate this whole influencer fucking thing. Don't get me fucking started. I can't anymore. I can't.
And they're going to get this app that sends tailored marketing messages to people? That doesn't sound like... I can't trust them with both sending me marketing
Hi, I
messages.
hear you're standing in the line for Assassin's Creed, whatever. That is correct. Would you like to hear about rock climbing? No, I would not. No.
No, it's more like, hey, I see you're in the line to watch. Have a look at Last of Us 3. Last of Us 2. Guess what? We just put all your personal information on the internet.
I see the connective tissue between the material they're trying to promote and what they've done. It all makes sense. But no, this is the thing. I have no idea what they're trying to turn this show into. Like, I don't know if they're aiming to be PAX or Gamescom. You know what I mean? You could be like, but Dylan, they're the same sort of show. They're not. From the outside, they look similar, I guess, but they're not really when it comes down to it. We go to PAX, it's very like homegrown material. There's fucking board games. There's millions of indie games. Blah blah blah. Yes, there's big AAA people there too, but that's they're there alongside the rest of it. You go to Gamescom, it's basically your AAA kind of fest. There's no fucking board games for a start. There's not a massive amount of panels. It's just a big fucking hole of shit. So I'm like, well, every time I hear about them trying to change the E3, I think they're trying to be PAX, but they can't be. But then the whole like have one day where media could get in early. Okay, that's a good idea, I guess, considering like I know listening to stuff and reading people's tweets from this year, a lot of people were having troubles with that. And I saw people online like respond and be like, well, you know, you get in for free, you fucking media journalist, how about you shut the fuck up, all this sort of stuff. I completely understand how it could be annoying when your job, your literal job is to write about video games and you have to spend an hour in line. I understand how that could be annoying. You could be like, oh,
I feel like most of like the bigger people, obviously, well, this is obviously the bigger people, are getting behind closed doors, private sessions away from the public. Some. I definitely feel like, because Gamescom does 2 days, I think. 2 days of media only. And of course, media only means as well like content creators and influencers, quotation marks, and whatever. All of that shit. They get like 2 days early and then that's 3 days of public, I think. And I think that's a good way to go about it because it's not like whenever these things talk about media in quotation marks, it's not like they're letting in fucking 10 people, you know? The amount of people that are coming in for that period of time between literal pen and paper outlets to fucking YouTubers, Twitch streamers, what have you, right? You've got a fuck ton of people being let in the doors, enough to definitely like to make having it open just for those people to do their quote unquote jobs or whatever. Yeah.
It makes sense to me. Now, this whole like paying influencers and athletes and all this sort of shit, get the fuck out of here. I hate all that.
They specified they're not going to be paying these people.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, no. They'll do it for free because they get exposure.
You know, so
the ultimate currency. Exposure.
Yeah, because these huge athletes, you know, what they really need.
They need it.
They need that exposure.
They do, you know? They fucking do, right? These days. No one knows.
I mean, maybe it's like you're getting the world's best lacrosse players to play lacrosse 2020.
How are they supposed to get Nike deals?
Get the farming simulator championships.
How are they supposed to get sponsorships?
Yeah, they need that exposure.
They need that exposure. It's fucking right, you know?
So
they should all shut the
really
fuck up.
Really grateful E3 is doing a good job in exposure.
I mean, yeah.
As long as they do the press conferences, I feel like the large majority of people who just watch that as E3 are not going to care what's happening on the show floor.
I don't know if this is a hot take. I prefer E3 as a media-only event. And I'm saying that as someone who has never been to it and probably and will not be going in any anytime soon foreseeable future, right? If I go from 10 years from now, if it's still happening, and you're like, well, you know, 10 years ago, Dylan on an arcade couch, I'm like, oh, I said what? I'll be like, shut the fuck up. But I'm saying this as someone who's watched E3 for, you know, since I was a teenager, right? Heard about E3. Still, I would prefer E3 to simply be media people go in, they do a bunch of press conferences. It's the one event where everyone's just there showing off stuff to media people. They can fucking, you know, write about it. I can just ingest content for a full fucking week. You know, I have all these live streams open from GameSpot to IGN to whatever. I'm fucking reading articles from Kotaku, left, right, here. Everyone's putting up preview coverage, videos galore, whatever. And also outside of that, new media, you got fucking YouTubers in there going in, doing the whatever. You know, if they want to invite me, I'll fucking go in, I'll record podcasts, write articles, whatever. I'm not just saying like typical media, I do mean new.
Well, you've gone from a huge swing of I'm never going to get there to come invite me.
I'm just saying if they did invite me, someone wants to pay for me to go. All I'm saying is like I kind of prefer E3 just as this event where literally everyone's there showing their games and they're all just being shown to people who are pumping out content, which for all of my life I've just been happy to fucking shovel into my mouth and digest. I understand why E3 or the fucking ESA wants to change E3 to be more of a event because they want money. And I don't mean that in a bad way, like, oh, they want money. We all want money. I brought 2 Tatsaloa tickets. I didn't win, right? Ash sold about fucking 50 million the other day when it was 150 million. He didn't win either.
Nope.
So I understand. We all want money. I understand that. This is coming purely from a perspective of the way I enjoy to take E3, and they're trying to change the show to be more accessible to the public. But at the same stage, I'm saying there's fucking what seems like 20 PAXs a year in America, alongside whatever other gaming events they got going on. Do we really need E3 to be moved into that same category? Like E3 was the only event of its kind that was strictly media only, press conferences. This is a working convention. You know what I mean? This is a fucking industry event. And it's no longer an industry event. It's just the same as everything else. So I don't have an industry event anymore that's like, oh, this is an exclusive club and I'll fucking digest all these fucking tidbits from. I miss it. You know? I don't care.
It's GDC, technically.
It's like... But
it's not the same.
It's not the same. Like I enjoy, like obviously I watch like what I can from like a GDC. I enjoy watching these like game developers get up there and talk. But it's not the same because they're talking to their peers and like that. I find that I do find that interesting, but they're not trying to sell me anything. And there's definitely something about E3 and the press conferences where it's at times crummy and scummy and fucking you can tell that they're lying to you, but I fucking enjoy it because they're trying to sell you something as an audience member or as the press in the audience. You know, they're trying to sell you to buy a thing, write about the thing, fucking tweet about how good our thing looks. It's fucking massive. GDC, they give interesting talks. Interesting. It's not really the same. But anyway, spend all day on this.
I mean, it's hard. It must be hard for them like seeing the PAXs succeed and make so much. I imagine they make a fair bit of money, and then seeing obviously Comic Cons, I feel like
dying a
grown
bit
exponentially.
Would you say? I would say it's actually kind of. I would say that Comic Con is on the downslope with more people moving events outside. You know, DC didn't show shit there this year. Marvel didn't show shit there this year really either. I would say that's a sign of the way Comic Con's going to change.
No, but I feel like it still gets the tickets sell out in like 5-10 minutes. So that from a financial point of view, they're making
Comic Con is the pop culture pedestal convention. You know, that's the dream show. Would I love to go to San Diego Comic Con? Yes, but it's in America and that's a problem. Would I love to, you know, but it's still the mega, you know?
You look at your E3, you look at that and then going, oh, they're making a ton of money. Why aren't we making money? How can we make money?
Well, put on a different convention. Leave E3 the way it is. Leave it the way I like it.
It's not a bad point. What else is the ESA doing the other 12 months of the year?
Yeah, put on a fucking another convention that's 6 months later that is an event you're building and targeted.
3E.
E3 for plebs. It's the one where you can come. It's the one where you're allowed in. In a weird turn of events, we are recording the bulk of this week's Arcade Couch episode on a Friday, which is really weird because we usually record on like a Wednesday or maybe even a Thursday or something, but usually a couple of days before it releases on Saturday, right? We're recording the day before it posts, which is weird, but also means that because we're recording on a Friday, we've got some stuff to talk about. I've played some Arcade Couch, Apple Arcade stuff. You've mentioned play the Goose game, Untitled Goose game, because that released today, of course, so it kind of worked out well. Our recording this week, You played, what, half an hour, you said?
Yeah, it's great. It's fun. You're a goose. You're a dick. Steal. You steal this farmer's radio.
Yeah.
Steal his hat. Steal his keys. I stole his keys. I don't know where they are anymore. I completely lost them. And he doesn't know where they are either, so it's great.
Did you ask him? Huh?
I don't, it also, the goose does this wing thing that I don't think actually does anything.
No, I don't think so. It's just,
no.
Is it just that it's the fuck off thing, isn't it? Like the wings.
Just raises wings.
Yeah, just like, it's the, get the fuck back. Get the fuck back. Get the fuck back.
But yeah, Goose Game.
Yeah, has it changed
Untitled
much?
Goose Game.
Has it changed much, do you think?
No, it looks pretty much the same, I assume.
Packs?
Again, I'm only like 2 sections in, so it's hard to say because we'd only seen like the first section.
Yeah.
And yeah, it looks the same. It still looks great. It's still untitled. And
I mean, my favorite thing on side note of that, did you see the House tweet about where they're like, we've seen lots of people in articles reporting that our game was called Untitled Goose Game. Our game is not called Untitled Goose Game. It is a Untitled Goose Game. And I was like, that is fucking gold.
Yeah, it is. It's going to make it really awkward to review. What do you have to keep calling it that Untitled Goose Game?
Untitled Goose Game. The symbol that was forming, it's like fucking Prince when he changed to the symbol. And then there was that, people had to.
Goose
do you remember when, it's Goose emoji. Yeah, the Untitled Goose Game, formerly known as the Goose emoji, or Goose emoji, formerly known as the Untitled Goose Game or something. Yeah. I brought it. I haven't had a chance to play it obviously yet, but so I've had stuff to say about it. Really excited
and
to play
I was
it.
very happy when I went to purchase it. It was
20% off. For, I don't know, at least the third. I think usually those launch prices are a couple days. So if you're listening to this on day of release and you're like, oh fuck, I forgot Goose Game's out somehow. It's been all over Twitter. But yeah, buy it now because it's 20% off. I mean, if you want to give House full price, well, hold on. I don't know if they do get more money.
No, it's like Nintendo taking their own.
Yeah,
I would say.
Yeah, as they're
doing a launch,
as those words were coming out of my mouth, I'm pretty sure that comes down Nintendo's ass. That 20%, you know. So either way, buy the game
out of their bank.
I haven't played it yet, but I loved what I played at PAX. And if you're telling me it's more of what I played at PAX, and it suddenly hasn't got shit in the 12 months since,
it's
basically.
great because I don't feel rushed, and there's not like a whole line of people standing behind me judging everything I do. So
the other thing is, this is my problem. This is my problem with the Goose Game. I fully expect it to be a couple hours, right? Or not 2. Maybe it's like 4 to 6-ish, you know, tops. Yeah. That's kind of what I'm expecting. It'll probably be like around 4-ish hours, would be my guess. So I'm like, do I bust through this thing, or do I just pull it out randomly to play through a level when I'm like, I want to cause some havoc, you know? Because we've been talking about this game and making jokes and looking forward to it for so long. I'm at the stage now where I'm like, it's not a story-based game. I don't need to rush through it for the sake of avoiding spoilers or being part of the conversation or any of that.
I will say, I haven't seen a story yet.
Okay, yet. You're like, who knows? I might get to chapter 5 and shit could get insane.
And it turns out the goose is a reflection of myself.
Yeah, maybe. And you never know. You never know what could happen. Things could change.
Turns out we were the geese all along.
We were the geese. Oh. Yeah, so I'm like, well, no, maybe I'll just fucking take my time with it. I don't know. But I'm keen to jump in. Might have some thoughts next week. Maybe if I'm just taking my time with it, I won't talk about it next week and I'll just wait until I've actually finished it. Yeah, I don't know. So Duck. Arcade Couch. Oh, fuck, I did it again. Fuck me. I mean, it's good if word association of anyone listening to this.
If people just keep accidentally saying Arcade Couch instead of Apple Arcade.
I won't mind, but I'm just going to say it's me at the moment. Only me. Apple Arcade released for iOS. I think it's only iPhones as of today. I don't think it's out on iPad or Macs or Apple TV quite yet. But it's out on iPhones today, and so are the new iPhones, as a side note. Which, I mean, fuck it. Our Arcade Couch is more than a games podcast. I got the new iPhone 11 Pro.
11.
I've managed to play with it for 10 minutes. it's an iPhone. I like it. There you go.
Does the 3 cameras make a difference?
I don't know. I'll show you. Are you getting? Does it look weird? Does it look like a spider?
It does look like a spider.
It does look like a fucking spider. Yeah, no, I took some quick photos.
Spider phone.
Took some quick photos around the house before. The wide angle one is probably a game changer. I'm looking forward to having that when I've got 2 Melbourne trips coming up within the next couple of weeks. So I'm glad that I have this because I'm going to hopefully take some cool pics. That's my iPhone review. Anyway, all right, so Apple Arcade, right? Not Arcade Couch. Apple Arcade. I booted up on my old iPhone this morning before my new one arrives in the mail. I fucking update the iOS 13. I download all the games and I've dived into a couple, not all of them because I did have work today and I didn't have time. But I'll say this: I'm gonna put it out there. This is my hot take. Now I don't know. I posted this on Twitter. I don't know if you saw it, but I'll get your thoughts anyway. My hot take: Apple Arcade's launch is better than the PS4, Xbox One, or Nintendo Switch launch. Is that a hot take? Or as the kids call them, opinions?
Well, probably. You're like 1 day into it, so it's hard to say.
But just looking at the game library.
From a pure volume sense.
I'm just talking about the quality of what I've seen so far, right? I'm taking into account...
What have you seen so far?
I'm taking into account what I've played and also the general review consensus for some of these games. Is what I'm taking into account. Okay. So there's some games I haven't played, but are reviewing quite highly. So I'm taking that into account as well. As here's a service that comes out. There's fucking 70 games, I think, now available on this service. Just in case you don't know, for some reason, if you I don't know how you would know. Apple Arcade, 1 month free. And then after that, it's $7.99 Australian a month, and you get access to a library of games. It's like Xbox Game Pass, but it's for your Apple devices. Well, at the moment, it's only for iPhone. I think iPad's out in a couple of days, and then a couple of days after, I think they'll roll it out to your Macs. A couple of days after they roll it out to which makes sense. It's like a staggered release, I guess. So they make sure nothing breaks. But so 70 fucking games. I download them all. The one that I've spent the most time with so far, so I can talk about the ones I've actually played, because that's a short list. I'll get that out of the way. So I've played What the Golf a fair bit. I've probably played an hour or so of What the Golf. And I'm really enjoying What the Golf because it's quite fucking funny. You've probably seen the trailer for this, even if you don't remember it. It was definitely shown during a Nintendo Switch Direct or something along those lines. Kind of funny thing, potentially, as well. That would make sense, I guess. So What the Golf is a game that starts off kind of like you think it's a normal golf game. And because I'm playing this on my phone, I'm controlling it with my finger. And it works quite well with touch controls because all it is you kind of hold the screen, you drag back for your power, you let go, and you hit a golf ball on. That's the first level. Next minute, you're fucking golfing with chairs, cars, fucking whole heap of objects. And I'm going to say this. I don't know, because from all of the trailers I've watched, they haven't shown as much as I've seen. And shit gets crazy. I've laughed out loud several times playing this game simply by the level loading in. And I've kind of looked at the objects that's on screen and I'm just like, are you kidding me? Like, this is what I'm fucking golfing with. And also, if you like puns, all right, so Simon Blackburn over at, we're talking about Apple stuff, right? Go listen to Take My Tone or fucking Apple Arcade, Apple Couch, Arcouch, Apple Slice Couch, Apple Pouch, Apple Pouch,
Apple Coasters,
all of those podcasts. He loves puns. This game, What the Golf, full of puns. Every time you fucking hit something into I don't want to spoil it because it involves the objects you hit in, but then also the game rips off a bunch of other really famous phone games and it turns those into levels. Quite funny. I'm having a great time. What the Golf is fantastic. I would not want to play it on anything other than my phone. It's available on other things other than my phone, but it works fucking perfectly on my phone. I don't know why I wouldn't want to play it on I don't want to play this with a fucking controller or a mouse. It's working great on my phone. So the other thing I tried out was the one Sayonara Wild Hearts, right? So this one's been kind of taking the internet a bit by storm. Everyone's loving this game. Everyone's loving this game. It's and for good reason, right? So I only played 10 to 15 minutes. I played like the first couple levels. The levels are short. The levels are like music videos. Because how this game works, and it starts very simple. It starts very, very simple. You just move from lane to lane. And I started playing it with touchscreen controls on my phone, which meant that all I did was drag my finger back and forth across the screen, left to right, to move my character across the screen. And all I'm trying to do is make sure they pick up the hearts and stuff like that. And that was the first level. And then I was like, wait, I don't really like these touchscreen controls for this because I'm having to touch the screen so much that I feel like my hand's getting in the way of me being able to enjoy the visuals, if you know what I mean. Like, because I have my hand covering up half the screen. And I was like, but wait, I can hook up any controller to this. This is part of the deal. How hard is it to hook up my PlayStation controller to this? It took me 10 seconds. It's a fucking breeze. It's a miracle. So here's my little bit tidbit. If you've got a PlayStation controller, all you do, I'm holding up my special classic PS1 Classic controller. All you do to sync it up, so you go into your iPhone, you turn on Bluetooth, obviously. You hold down the share button and the PlayStation Home button. You hold those down for a couple seconds. Eventually, the touch bar light thing will blink like real fast for a couple seconds, and that means it's searching for a device. And then when you've got your Bluetooth searching thing open on your iPad, your iPhone, what have you, you'll see DualShock controller appear, and you click on it, synced, done. I jump back into the game, off I go. I'm playing with a DualShock now. Technology, what a way to feature it. So I played the next few levels of Sayonara Wild Hearts with my DualShock 4. I much enjoyed playing the game this way, better playing it with a DualShock. Man, I can enjoy the visuals, and the visuals are quite beautiful. It's a very neon colored game, lots of stuff going on. But also, as I got several further levels in, when things started to get a little bit more complicated, I was really glad that I was actually having a DualShock, because after the first level, which is you can't die, you're just like moving your character across. You're like, okay, cool, it's a very chill out game. No, I got up to the first boss fight. That's when Sayonara Wild Hearts introduces you to the crazy sort of shit it's going to do. You're moving left and right, but now you're in like streets, and if you hit a wall, you will die. And by die, it can't just restart you, like not the start level, but like that section of the song kind of thing. Fair enough. And it also then introduces kind of Q2Es. Like, you don't have to get them perfect to win, but like these little icons appear on the screen, and it's like blink, 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 like it's loading in, and then you have to press X, or if you was using touchscreen controls, it would have just been like tap the screen directly at the same point, and that means your character was like dodging bullets because there's another person on the bike like chasing after you, and but then it's like doing crazy things where the camera's like swinging around to perspective of the bad guy character, but you're still controlling your character, and the first time I didn't even realize. And then you have to like dodge bullets that way. There's other times where I had to like mash the X button because it was like a full-on QTE event. So this is only a few levels in, and it's slowly like building the mechanics of the game up. So I presume the further I'm going to get in, the more intense it's all going to get. I was playing it with headphones on, 100% playing it with headphones on because the music is really great. I can't imagine not playing it with headphones on. But this is the one game. This isn't a dig against Apple Arcade as a service. I think this is good. I like how I have choice, or we're going to have choice. I started playing this on my phone. I don't want to play it on my phone anymore. I would like to continue playing Sayonara Wild Hearts on a bigger screen, either my MacBook or on my TV via my Apple TV. Whatever. One of those objects is where I'd like to continue playing the game, because it's just a very fast-paced, visually exciting and stunning game to look at. And as much as it's like, if the only thing you have is an iPhone to play it on, sure, but I have choices, and I would like to continue playing it elsewhere. But I kind of like how you have the option to play it wherever and sync up your saves and do whatever you need to do along the service here. And I presume that's going to kind of be a running factor for different types of games. Certain types of games, of course, you may prefer to play on your phone. Certain types of games work perfectly on your phone. Some games, I think, obviously, it's not a shit against like saying, oh, there's shitty mobile games are better on your phone. No, some games you just want to play on a bigger screen because they're going to suit it better. I don't think there's anything crazy about that. So the other ones I was going to say was That Mutazone thing, Mutazone or whatever you call it, that thing's been getting quite highly reviewed. That's also available on PC and whatever, but it's still part of the launch lineup of Apple Arcade. That game's been getting 8s to 10s, right? Metacritic's quite high. I'm looking forward to playing that. That's another launch thing here. Jenny LeClue has been getting decent. I haven't seen any reviews because it kind of just came out today, but general consensus I've seen from looking around Twitter, looking great. I love the trailer we saw for that back in the day. I think that was during the Kind of Funny showcase as well. I'm really looking forward to playing that, but that's something I want to play with like all of my attention given to it because it's more of a story-based thing, obviously. So I wasn't really picking that up, and because What the Golf, I was just pulling out at random times, doing a level or so or whatever. But it's funny. I can do this, whatever. But then, you know, I was reading some good stuff about that one I was talking about last week with a really fucking weird name that I can't remember much about, the underwater Metroidvania type, you know that one? I can't remember. Horrible name, but we talked about it last week. I've heard some really good stuff about that. People saying that's really actually quite good, as bad as the name is. Frogger is apparently good. If you like Frogger, great. I still don't think it's really like. I still don't think they should have used that as a game to show off during their live thing. I think that was a weird thing. But at the same time, I guess they were using it because they were appealing to like people who aren't actually gamers. So they're like, Frogger.
Frogger is a brand that people remember.
Yeah, like the more I thought about it after, I was like, I guess it kind of makes sense, like in the scheme of things. Exit the Gungeon's been getting good. You know, all I'm saying is the launch lineup of this service, I think, is better than the launch lineup of the PS4, Xbox One, or the Switch. Is what I'm saying. It's hard to compare, of course, because the PS4, Xbox, and Switch are all
AAA.
You know, they're consoles. They're whatever. But in a world where we have Stadia coming out in the future, which is once again service. It's a service like Apple Arcade. I'm like, can we not start comparing these sorts of things? Like, because that's kind of, if that's the world we're moving towards, like a boxless future, not right around the corner, of course, because we're getting a box for the PS4, PS5, we're getting a box for the next Xbox, all these sorts of things. But that's kind of the world we're moving towards. It's kind of hard not to look at the Apple Arcade launch lineup. And I got to be honest, I've been fucking pumped. Like when I woke up this morning, I was downloading all these games and trying some of them out, reading some people's general like thoughts on like just opening Twitter and seeing people be like, Sayonara Wild Hearts is great. The Mutazone thing is great. Saw like John Bithell, what the fuck, Mark Bithell, like I think he was tweeting like even he was like, What the Golf is great. Seeing all these people, whoever else, like big names to random people, being like, this game's great, this game's fantastic. It actually kind of felt like a new console launch this morning, somewhat. Like there was that many people talking about it and that many people tweeting about it that it felt really fucking good. I was downloading all these games. I was like, look at all these fucking, like, even if some of these are shit, and there's always shit games in a game, in a launch. Of a thing. But I'm like, even if the ones here I know that are getting well reviewed, well loved, even that fucking, that Metro game that you talked about once upon a time, that's got a fucking sequel on here. Metro, the car one?
Yes, I know what you're talking about.
That's got a fucking sequel on here that I didn't even realize was getting made. Fucking my game
Metro motorways, mini motorways.
Yes, that's it. And the first one was well loved and well reviewed. So and the sequel kind of just looks like more of the same, but kind of different. So I presume it's going to be the same sort of thing. My game of PAX 2018 didn't announce it was fucking releasing until I'm looking through the list of games that are available on Apple Arcade this morning, and I see that Fledgling Heroes, which was my favorite thing that I played at PAX last year, I still haven't played it because, as I said, I haven't had much time. I was at work, we're recording this. It's not a slide against game. I have it downloaded. I'm looking forward to trying it out, getting into it later. But Fledgling Heroes was my favorite game at PAX. That's now on here. All right, so my favorite game at PAX, I'm fucking enjoying Sayonara Wild Hearts, although I'm putting on the pause for a couple days until I can play it on a bigger screen. Mutazone, fucking this thing, I'm looking forward to trying out that RPG thing from the people that made Bravely Default and these sorts of things. Exit the Gungeon, fantastic. Cat Quest 2, great.
Cool.
There's just so many games in there. This fucking That really cool one. I can't remember the name of it. Sorry, I was trying to find it then, but I couldn't. There's a really cool one on here where you have to like, it's a puzzler where you have to like kind of drag like colors for different colors to like make them match up at the end. Kind of like a Zen-like kind of chill puzzle game, but it looks really beautiful and all these sorts of things. I think this is great. I think this is fucking Apple Arcade as far as I'm concerned. When they announced it, I was like, I wasn't negative. I was just like, I mean, we talked about it in the show. I was quite happy. I was definitely the most positive out of you and Shree on that initial episode we talked about. But even talking about it, I was never like, this is the future. I'm so glad that this exists. Apple Arcade gets my official seal of approval. The fucking service launched fantastically. How you sign up is easy as fuck. How you download the games, easy as fuck. Download all the games on your phone. Off you go. Fucking download all your doing it. Fantastic. I'm really excited. I just feel like it's tops. If you don't have an iPhone, I've seen people on Twitter today be like, "Oh, I switched. I had an iPhone 2 years ago. I switched to Android 2 years ago, and this is the first time I wish I still had an Apple device." You're fucking right. You do. Fucking right. Right.
Yeah.
You tell me. You're not Apple.
Selling me pretty good. I'm like, I'm thinking maybe I need to pick up an iPad.
Yeah, because I
seems like a useful thing.
I did see some people on Twitter today be like, I want in on Apple Arcade, which I've said. I've people replying and be like, don't get too crazy yet. It's only the first day. How do you know it will run well?
Yeah,
Apple's already put $1 billion trillion into this, and you're gonna. And
it's not going to run well.
Yeah, it's running well. All the games are launching, are looking great. I think as far as I'm concerned, the thing is a success. I'm calling it day one success. But yeah, I've seen people on Twitter be like, "What's the cheapest way I should go about if I want a device solely for like Apple Arcade type stuff?" And people keep being like, "Just buy an iPad." Like, it's hard because it's like. Even then, it's like $300-$400 or whatever the cheapest one is. It's not super cheap, but at the same time, it's like $300-$400 compared to obviously it's like $1,000 laptop, fucking $1,000 thing.
Yeah,
I think the cheapest option would be an Apple TV, but you don't get all the games that way because any of the games some
stuff would be touch.
Yeah, touch stuff. Then you're locked out of it, obviously. So yeah, but yeah, I mean, honestly,
yeah.
We'll
see in a couple of months when. After the initial launch of all these games, what other games do they bring to the service? How are they curating? How are you being able to discover content that you haven't played yet, and that kind of thing that they were touting as a big part of the service.
Mm-hmm.
So,
I'm sure there'll be.
It's cool that it came out of the box strong, but we'll see how it's going in.
Yeah, so
especially after this first month,
mm-hmm.
obviously where everybody's on a free trial. Are people going to stick around? Just numbers wise.
I think the price is low enough that people would be willing to just be like, "Oh, I'll keep that,"
Or they'll forget.
$7.99 is very like. I'm saying a game like Sayonara. Like, let's just look at that one game, like Sayonara Wild Hearts, which is probably the one I've seen talked about the most today. That once again, it is available on other things. But I find it hard to believe that most people playing this game at the moment won't play it on Apple devices simply because they get the free trial, which means they can play the game for free at the moment. Like, if you have an Apple device, you can play Sayonara Wild Hearts for free. There's no reason to buy it, really, at the moment. You look at that game like that. That game, if it was on the Apple Store, it'd probably be like $20, $30, $20, $30. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
$7.99. You're done. Like, you only need one game like that to discover a game like that, or for them to put up a game like that for it to be like, well, the price is done. And oh my God, I cannot tell you how good it is to have so many fucking games on my phone and not a single one of them is asking me to spend money or has ads or, loot box type shit happening. None of that. They're all just games. It's fucking amazing, really.
Yeah.
I don't know if there was. I don't know before today if there was 70 games that existed on the Apple Store that didn't have ads or microtransactions. I don't know if these are the only 70 that don't have all this stuff happening. But it's how it's working. And you could be like, but Dylan, what if in the future that changes? It's not. You can't just get your game on Apple Arcade. It's a fucking curation system. Apple has to let you in the gate. I'm sure they have like a code of conduct will not. That wouldn't be the word for it.
Yeah.
But you know what I'm like. It's like your game has to tick these certain sort of
boxes or whatever.
boxes to criteria to be led on here. Yeah, the fucking another game by the people who made Monument Valley. That dev team, their latest games on here.
Yeah,
I haven't even tried that yet. There's so many games that I want to play on my phone at the moment. It's crazy. I've got Goose Game to play. That's exciting. But I'm so glad I give zero shits about Borderlands because, boy, God, it just allows me to only care about like Goose Game and my phone at the moment. And not be like, oh, but I want to play Borderlands because I don't care. It's fine. But talking about Borderlands.
What is up, my bandit legions? God Queen Tyrene coming at you live with my brother Troy. We're streaming, you're screaming, and we're all ready to open the Great Vault. And when we do, our holy family's gonna tear the whole galaxy a new one.
So, yes, I'm here. Ciaran is here with Ashley to talk all things Borderlands 3 in a as minimal as possible spoiler review. Minimal to no spoilers.
Well, I think it's not too hard. How far into the game are you?
So I have just finished all the stuff on the first planet you go to with so I'm level 20 level 23.
Okay.
I've just finished off probably like the main story quest for that bit. I'm like 3 planets in. Because I've been to 3 now. I think.
Yeah.
I think that's it. So I'm gonna fuck it. Names are okay. Like I've just finished everything.
Yeah.
On Prometheus. Like I've gone to a Prometheus. I've gone to Athenas. I've gone back to Prometheus. I've just finished all that stuff there.
Yeah.
How far?
I'm a little bit further ahead of you. I'm at the next planet.
The next planet. Okay.
Right. I took notes. I'm up to chapter 13.
Maybe I haven't finished all of Prometheus because I've still got to. I've saved Atlas. I've saved the Atlas Corporation part. If that makes sense.
Okay.
So we're a decent way through. I should be further.
Yeah, reasonable way through.
I think I should be further. I have played one character up to level 10, then went back to, and then started another character because I played on my own, and then I started playing with friends, and then because we were playing with 3 of us and one of us works nights during the week, we couldn't just play those characters. So me and a friend went back to my original character. And so, yeah, I've got a level 11 or 12 character, Flak, and then a level 23 operative. Who have you been playing as, actually?
I've been playing as Flak.
You've been playing as Flak?
Because I've been playing by myself pretty much, and that's been very helpful.
Yes. No, I've pretty much heard that Flak is the best solo character.
Yeah, because, if you don't know, Flak gets a pet that can sort of fight with you, so...
Mm-hmm. Which pet
it draws a lot of fire.
Which pet are you using? Are you using the doggo?
I've currently got the Skag.
The Skag? So the Skag's the doggo.
I started off with the spider thing.
Okay, the monkey thing.
But then I unlocked, like, the stronger version of the Skag, so...
Yeah, okay. Okay, cool. Yeah. That's fine. How...
What about you?
With Flak, I've only been using the Skag. I haven't used anything else because... Yeah. I didn't realize it was Pokemon and it could evolve. I didn't know that was a thing.
Well, it just depends on which skill tree you put.
The thing. I think I stayed away from a lot of the insider information. I guess so. I hadn't really looked at the details about the characters. All I knew is the basic. This is what each character did. Yeah. So, how are you finding the game overall?
I'm enjoying it. It is a bit of a sponge. The characters are very spongy, especially the further you go in. It seems like it takes the exact amount of time. Every level you get, it just doesn't seem to decrease the amount of time that it takes to kill people. It just seems to keep going. But I'm not really a first-person shooter guy, but I'm having a good time. I'm enjoying the story, even though it is a bit hokey, I guess, and a bit on the nose, I guess. Especially, I think we'll get around to talk about the villains who have been.
Yes,
I think
that's definitely a point I want to talk about because villains have been, at least for the last chapter of Borderlands, the villains were pretty important. I want to compare those and talk about that. But for me, I've really enjoyed the game. I think I had the exact same opinion about the enemies being really spongy. I thought it was really bad when I was playing on my own. When I'm playing with friends, it doesn't feel as bad. for whatever reason.
No.
Just because there's 3 of you dealing damage.
Maybe it's they haven't like balanced it for
possibly like a lot of the enemies. Like, so the gameplay on my own took a lot longer than when there was 3 of us playing. Like,
so
on my own,
maybe
like,
it's just the enemies are just the exact same.
Yeah, I don't
If
know.
you've got 3 people, it's
I would
just 3
disagree
people
with
shooting
that
at the same amount of
because
enemies.
it's the same, probably the same base amount. But when there's 3, some crazy shit happens and it's really full on. But I think it's interesting playing. I've played in by myself in a duo and with 3 people. I think it's interesting. So, all right, talking about the story then overall so far. I think it hits the normal story beats of a Borderlands game, which if you haven't played a Borderlands game, it's very much you on a quest to do vaulting and you meet... Well, I think it matches the last game story beats where it was first section of the game seems to be just meeting the old Vault Hunters from the last game.
Yes.
Meeting them... I made a comment when playing with friends that I find it really funny that in these games, for the main characters to get fleshed out, you have to wait for the next game in the series to actually get proper fleshing out of the characters. Like, I feel like which I think Borderlands 3 does break the trend of a little bit, because Borderlands pre-sequel, Borderlands 2, Borderlands the original, all the characters that you were playing as were really just a skin that you're playing as with abilities. That was all it was. You were a silent protagonist. You didn't really... Where I think this one very much has different personalities already for the 4 characters that you can play as. Playing through as Flak, and I really enjoy the operative. The operative being Irish is... goddamn, it's just great. And I just really love his character.
Okay,
and Flak having this sense of learning to interact with humans and learning to interact with the world, I think is really, really cool. So I think that breaks the trend of that. But once again, it's building on those relationships that we already know from last game. Seeing your old favorite characters. I think it hits at the start. It hits the same similar kind of story beats. Like the first maybe couple of hours hit the same story beats as what I felt Borderlands 2
Well, while
was.
you're in Pandora, pretty much, it feels like I played the first Borderlands years ago, and it felt like exactly the same pretty much.
Yeah, which...
Claptrap just introduces you to the world for a little bit, and then... You go drive around the world.
And then you meet some characters, and then something happens, and then I think the moment you get off Pandora, I think it does change a little bit. I think there is a decent enough change, a little tiny bit from the story beats, just because of how interstellar travel changes the game, because we've never really done anything that's gotten off Pandora.
No, because previously it all been on Pandora. So.
Everything on Pandora surrounding Pandora. But so I think this has been brought up as a problem for this game by people on Twitter. I think I'm very biased because of how much I really love these games. But do you think that this game doesn't bring anything new to the table in terms of gameplay for the game? Or are you of the opinion that Borderlands knows its style of game? Like, they know its style of... You're running, you're shooting, you're killing stuff, you're getting loot, you're getting comical NPCs and missions that you're partaking in.
I think they know what they want to do and they nail it every time. They've got a formula. And they know their audience wants to play the same thing. Not every single game has to reinvent the wheel.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a bit more polished in certain regards. I think the story things have been a bit better fleshed out to an extent, and I mean, it's not just one big open world anymore. It's like multiple smaller worlds. I guess they've put more effort into world design this time, obviously, because they've created at least 5 different worlds from what I've seen so far. Plus the Sanctuary ship, which is freaking crazy. But yeah, they know what they're doing. I'm fine with it. If I don't think if you had played a Borderland, or like if you disliked Borderlands prior to this, you're not going to like this.
Yeah,
it's pretty much the same.
The only thing I will say that's changed is I think the level design has become a lot better just on basis of verticality, just because of the addition of mantling and climbing in this game. I think there's a lot more areas or more ways for you to explore, which I think has helped a lot with feeling like it's a little different.
Yes.
And I think for me, looking based on the overall world, I think even though the main story plot is still kind of what we know and love for Borderlands, I think all of the side missions have improved in writing. Like I've always enjoyed the side missions of Borderlands games, and I think the random events I've run into so far in this one, a lot of the time I keep going, how the fuck are they doing this? Are they really making us do this? Like literally a side quest I just finished where you help some very interesting creatures is one of the most random side quests I've done in the game. And it's so enjoyable. They still have those those knowingly nodded side quests where you're dealing with a pop culture character that has a slightly different name. Borderlands 2, you had the Ninja Turtles. There's definitely one I've already experienced in this game that's very telling on the first planet where you're playing on during a battle royale kind of section. What do you think about the commentary in this game? The overall social commentary that's going on in this game? Because this leads a little bit onto the main bad guys.
Yeah.
But
I mean, outside of the main bad guys, it's fine. I guess it's kind of meta at certain points. They make some in-jokes and that kind of thing, but I don't think it beats you over the head with it or anything.
Yeah, no, I think there are some sections where you laugh and you go, I know what you're trying to say here. I know what you're trying to say. There's a comment about VR that is very early on in the game that you're like, yep, okay.
Oh, I get it.
Yeah. I get it. You're talking about that. And I think it's not overbearing until it gets to the main villains. I think their social commentary on the internet and streaming and video games as like an online entertainment thing is extremely on the nose with their villains. How do you feel about Tyreen and what is her brother called? What is the brother
Tyreen.
called? I know Tyreen. This is where we all
Troy.
Tyreen and Troy. That's it, because he calls her Ty. How do you feel about Tyreen and Troy?
I mean, I don't like them, and I'm still having a tough time telling whether it's because they're badly written or they're just bad people. I think they're written in a way to annoy you and frustrate you because it's such a bottom line. I think for most, like a lot of more reasonable people, these are the people we see causing issues on the internet. We're like, fuck, I hate being associated with those type of people. So naturally, you're against them. You don't want to see them succeed or anything. So it works in that sense. But yeah, it's some of the stuff they say is kind of on the nose and like kind of roll your eyes at times. But
there's stuff about
it works,
like taking shots at like Patreon tier subscribers or just subscribers in general.
Like and subscribe,
subscribe and obey being their sign off kind of. I think I started to appreciate them more as bad guys. Towards the end of the Pandora stuff, there's a cutscene that happens.
Obviously, they do a thing at the end of Pandora, which makes them of like a real threat.
Yeah, it kind of you go from them being kind of taunting but not really proving anything to, oh, okay, fuck, you've actually set the stakes here. So that's that's a good thing. Honestly, they were gonna. 2K were and like the whole Borderlands team were in such a weird spot in this one just because of Handsome Jack. Because I can't remember another protagonist villain relationship other than your traditional Batman Joker one that would that gives me as happy memories as Handsome Jack berating you throughout Borderlands 2. I think his overall delivery of lines and his overall manner of talking to you as a player. They try and do that with Tyreen and Troy, but it just doesn't have that same kind of class. Handsome Jack was kind of a character that always knew he was ahead of you. He always held the cards, and he could always shit talk you. He could always, randomly bring up Butt Stallion or randomly yell at you about something that's happening in the story. Whereas for me, the way Tyreen and Troy talk to you is very not over the top, but it's almost when it doesn't seem it's coming from a place of confidence. It's just coming from a place of trying to keep track of you or trying to keep an eye on you in a way. I think unless it might supposedly, like they might intend for it to come off as confidence, but it doesn't in some ways.
No, they just come off as snarky all the time. So, I mean, it's fine.
I think there's a lot. I think the overall content of this game, not having finished it yet, I've heard there is a lot of endgame content. But there's also a lot of content that is trapped away for later in the game. Maybe you've got to it yet, but there's a lot of objectives in earlier maps that you just can't do, or you just can't do anything with.
There's so many, like a bunch of challenges, and you have to find all these dead claptrap parts and
there's a lot
legendary hunts and all kind of shit. I'm like, I think I'm just going to power through the story.
Well, I've done a lot of legendary hunts. I've been searching for claptrap. There is
side quests. If they're if I'm heading in that direction,
I'm too much of
I'll pick it up.
I'm too much of a. I want to go over here. I'm going to do this.
Completionist.
Or just because I like scouring, and then
the map,
the Typhon. There's like in every map you go to, there's 3 audio logs you can go find.
Yeah,
and if you collect all 3, you open a special chest for that map. So I very, very diligently will look for those and try and find those as we're running through, because the guns in those chests are generally really good and are better upgrades. Overall, I'm really enjoying the experience though. Like, I still think it's more Borderlands. It's fun. I'm excited to see more. I think I haven't scratched the surface. Like, there's chunks of iridium everywhere, but you can't do anything with them yet. Or I can't do anything with them yet, which is slightly annoying. Ashley totally knows. He's looking shifty. He's looking shifty. He's been inside the vault that tells you all these things. But
yeah,
I'm excited.
Not everything, but some stuff.
Not everything, but some stuff. See, Ashley probably knows it all. Ashley definitely, almost entirely knows it all.
Hey, have you gotten any cool guns yet? Because obviously they'll throw it up. Hey, you can get guns that have legs and shit, but I've just gone like regular.
I've got
a shotgun that shoots grenades, but that's about it.
I've had a legendary shotgun that I was really enjoying using that had like a stupid stats that used 2 bullets every time I shot it, but did like plus 430% damage onto it, which was quite ridiculous. Like, I was using, like, it was like a level 220 gun, and I was still using it when I was getting closer to 300, and it was still killing stuff and wiping stuff out.
Yeah.
I haven't had anything that I would say is wacky. I haven't had, the big thing was when, like, with one of their kind of marketing things was they were sending out books for his build a gun with like legs on it as a controller or whatever. I haven't had anything to that extent of wackiness. I've also enjoyed the guns I've got. I think there's a lot of them where you're just like, oh, this is a typical Borderlands gun. I like some of the features. I like that they've put in alternate fires on, so you can have like some guns,
elemental effects, which are
elemental effects as always, but you can always like switch between burst fire and auto fire. It might have grenades or smart bullets, they're called. Just overall, I think there's a lot to play with there. I'm interested to see more. I want to farm more. I've already, make sure if you're playing this game, you look out and you join, I think it's Shift is their community thing. So you can start entering the gold keys. There's like 8 codes up for grabs, I know, on the internet at the minute. So you can get 8 gold keys so you can unlock chests with loot in them, which is really nice. And actually, I think one of the things one of the things that was intriguing me was how Tales of the Borderlands was going to tie into this and be used as this. it has featured very heavily so far. Like,
It is, and then it isn't. There's characters from it, but they don't explain how that game ends, which pissed me off
what,
to an extent.
as in, what do you mean by that? As
I'm
in,
like, at the end, spoilers for Tales of Borderlands.
Yep.
They walk into the vault, and that's how it ended. They don't. And
Fuck,
then
it
suddenly
is.
his,
well, I guess that's
He's,
their secret. I guess.
I guess.
That I didn't
And
remember.
then
that.
his,
Because I always thought,
spoilers, Ree shows up as head of like,
Atlas, but I thought that was already a part of Tales that he was going to be the head of Atlas.
No, wasn't he like trying to be head of Hyperion?
He was, but then he got given Atlas at the end of
I should replay
Tales.
that,
Like, yeah, it's been so long. One of the characters is is kind of the same but completely different. I can't remember his freaking name now. He's on Pandora though, and I haven't seen him since we left Pandora. But he's the chief of the Sun freaking Sun Crusher.
I don't know. The guy played by Chris Hardwick.
Yeah, that guy. He's completely different. Obviously, a lot of shit's happened to him, but I'm like,
Yeah.
it took me a little while to be like, it is him, right? Has to be.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess so. I'm enjoying the monster design and the enemy design. I think it's slowly getting to the point where the monster hunts shake it up a lot. I'm hoping that I get rid of like the current wave of enemies I'm fighting, because I'm fighting enemies from a particular corporation, and I've been fighting them for quite a while.
Maybe.
Yeah, I kind of hope that they stop, considering things happen. But I think overall the humor is up to standard. There are several moments where I'm laughing out loud. Maybe not at the bad guy like I was in Borderlands 2, but I think there's interactions. Reese helps because I loved Reese in Tales of the Borderlands, and his interactions with other characters in this game are fantastic. Some of the side quests, I was really annoyed that the English stereotype girl was not a complete stereotype because she wanted coffee and not tea. I was pissed.
There's no coffee in this world. No tea in this world.
There's no tea in this world, apparently. But overall, I think if you love Borderlands 3, you should do it. You should buy it. Borderlands 2.
If you like Borderlands...
If you liked Borderlands 3, you should play Borderlands 3, duh. But
the other thing was that I hadn't played Borderlands in ages.
Mm-hmm.
Is the driving the same? Because it is terrible. I've gotten used to it, but it's not exactly the best.
No, because it's always been tank controls.
Mechanics.
No, it's always been tank controls.
Yeah.
That's why you suck, because you're on a controller. And it's fucking great on a it's great on a keyboard and mouse. I do like the range of vehicles there are in this game.
There's only like 3 though.
There's only 3, but I like the upgrades you can get for those vehicles. And the element of hijacking others' vehicles on the maps and bringing them back to your places to scrap them for parts and bring them in has been really quite good. It's an interesting little element. Like, I think there's lots to do in that game, and I appreciate it.
And it's good to see Catch a Ride live on.
Catch a Ride! Well, it was always going to live on in Ellie. And I will say I got a bit emotional when there was the memorial in Sanctuary. I was like, poor boy, I miss you, Scooter. Well, while I deal with those demons again, I suppose we'll throw it back to you and Dylan. And I'm going to make my way off. But if you enjoy Borderlands, get Borderlands 3. If you didn't enjoy Borderlands, probably not for you, perfectly honest. If you've never tried a Borderlands, I think it's a great game to jump in on. Or buy Borderlands 2.
I mean, you can buy the other ones pretty cheap.
You could buy Borderlands 2. You could probably buy the Handsome Jack collection pretty cheaply and get 2 of them.
Don't they have like a complete collection now that they put the first one out in HD?
Maybe?
I don't know. Play those.
The thing is, I wasn't a fan
I feel like,
of Borderlands 1. I think Borderlands 1 is Borderlands, but without the character to it as much, because there's not as much of a story really to it, because it's not, well, I don't know. The way of storytelling is very different to Borderlands 2 and 3.
I mean, I think you could jump into this pretty much without any prior knowledge. You just wouldn't understand a lot of the references or like the character. Obviously, what they do a lot is bring characters back, like even for small cameos.
Yes.
Like I've run one section of a map with a character from one of the previous games, and then they disappear. So,
which one?
Yeah.
Which one?
Mordecai.
Oh, I haven't seen him.
Mordecai shows up.
I figured he would.
This is further ahead.
Figured he would. But yeah, they do that. It's Borderlands. Now, since Borderlands 2, I always expect to run into people from the other games because it's just how it is. They're, with their marketing, Tiny Tina and everything. But yeah, it's a good game. I appreciate it. I'd give it 2 thumbs up in the old scale. But I'm sure we'll come back with a full spoiler review in the future when we have got a lot further in the game. I know Nick's playing it quite a bit, so hopefully we'll get Nick to jump on and talk to us about it. But yeah, enjoy the rest of the arcade couch. This might be the end. This might not be the end. Who knows? We'll throw it back to Dylan now, and he'll tell you what's going on.
Thanks, Ciaran. Thank you for joining us on the couch this week. Make sure to check out explosionnetwork.com for all our other shows, of course, reviews, news, articles, and much more. You can review Arcade Couch on Apple Podcast Store. You can download. I nearly said on Apple Arcade. You can review Apple Arcade. You can't. I mean, you can write something. I guess. I mean, you can't.
Yeah,
you review the games of the service.
Twitter.
Yeah, on Twitter.
You can do it on Twitter after you leave a review for Arcade Couch on Twitter.
Thank you. Or Podchaser. How about the show? Simply review the episode on social media. You can follow the Explosion Network and do all those things that we're just talking about at Explosion Pod, and you can join our Discord at explosionnetwork.com/Discord. You can follow me on Twitter at Vivaladil, VIVALADIL. You can follow Ash on Twitter at Ashley Hobley, ASHLEY, You can follow Ciaran on Twitter at your boy Ringo. And we'll see you here, same time, same couch, next week. Bye.